suicides. And suicide is also the second leading cause of death for men under the age of 50. June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we don't talk about men's mental health throughout the year nearly enough. And in June, I feel like we're not having this conversation as loud as it needs to be had. When you talk about mental health awareness for men, there's a lot of shame and stigma associated with asking for help. For anybody, it can be difficult to ask for help. And I say online that asking for help is a sign of strength. But to be an adult and to know that you need help from somebody else or some external source is a very helpless feeling. And it can make you feel as if you're not independent, and it can make you feel sometimes less of a man. In society today, the concept of asking for help is not something that's regarded as a masculine thing. I believe that the most masculine thing you can do is to admit that you're not feeling as good as you'd like to feel and that you could use some help. There's so many times when, you're hanging with the guys and you're catching up. You can talk about any and everything. You can talk about how the family is. You can talk about video games that you're playing, people that you're dating, and things that are going on in your life. But we want to talk about all these things except for the things that are actually ailing us, the things that we're struggling with. And the funny thing about guys opening up, and I've seen this both at the hospital, at the psychiatric hospital, and I've also seen this amongst my friend groups, is when one guy steps up and talks about something that's going on in their lives, you see another guy step up and say, hey, you know what? I've been going through that same thing too. It just takes one person to say, you know what, my finances have been low as of late and it's got me stressing and I'm very scared and I'm concerned and I don't know what to do. And another guy will stand up and say, hey, you know what, I also have been struggling with finances. I lost my job and I'm concerned and my wife doesn't know what we're gonna do and this has been a great source of stress for me. And seeing that other people are going through the same things that you're going through makes you feel more human, because in our heads, when we think of a problem, we have this false belief that we can outthink a problem. So you have a problem and then you continue to think about the problem over and over and over. You're not taking any action and you haven't talked to anybody. A third of men have never opened up to anybody about an issue that they're struggling with, something that they're actually grappling with, that they'd like some feedback on. So we have to first liberate ourselves of any guilt or shame that we have regarding any of the problems that are going on in our lives. And we have to understand that this issue is more than likely something that's not specific to just us, but that a lot of people are going through it, and that there's nothing wrong with asking for help. And the cool thing about this is when you ask for help and somebody helps you out, whether you go to a psychiatric hospital, whether you talk to a friend, a therapist, or whatever assistance you receive, the cool thing about it is when you get better, or as you're getting better, you'll be in a position soon enough to where you can help somebody else. And now you're paying it forward. And there's nothing more powerful than a testimony from a guy who can say, hey, I've been there. I've been where you've been. I've seen what you've seen. And this is me a year ago. This is me maybe even just a week ago. And this is where I am today. And by you asking for help, like I asked for help, you can get to this point. Life is worth living, and there are so many good things in life, and there's so many reasons to live. But if our brains can't perceive any of this, and we can't make sense of what's going on right now in our lives, it's gonna be very difficult to be hopeful and to be optimistic about the future. So men need other men, and men need women, and men need people in general. But the first thing that we have to do is we have to create a safe space to where we can be ourselves and we can ask for help without feeling like we're freaks or without feeling like we're not capable.